Hello, and welcome to B3yond Unapologetic Show. I am your host, Cort Lo. Oh, if you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I am so happy to be here today. I'm happy that you're here today. We're gonna have a fun time. It's always a good time. I'm not gonna hold you for too long. You know how I like to get it. Gonna go and get in it with the gratitude for today. Thankful. That's all I can say. I'm thankful. Okay, thankful to be here. Thankful to be cute, beautiful. Hey, you know, I'm thankful to have my fur babies. Thankful for my partner. I'm thankful for my life. Thankful that I'm about to go have a great time at a new restaurant. I'm going to celebrate my best friend's 50th birthday. We're going to go to the Coalition. It's a seafood restaurant, and it's supposed to be pretty good, pretty dope. Like really good food, chill environment. My kind of fun. So let's see. What do you have to be grateful for today? You can type it in the chat if you want, or you don't have to. I don't care what you do. But anyway, thank you for joining me today. We're going to talk about some things that has been on my noggin. Is that better? I think that is a better sound. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Yeah. Let me talk into the mic. Oh, that sounds good. Okay, so let's see. I got a new soundboard thanks to my mom, so I'm trying to figure it out a little bit. And just testing. So if you hear any issues, guys, just let me know, and I will do my best to try to fix it. I took the echo off. The mic sounds good. It's loud. It can go this loud, or it can go this loud. I think I like it right here. All right, cool. I might be using some of these new buttons, but I always forget to do it because we'll be dipping deep in conversation. So, anyway, mm, mm, mm. You like my outfit? I got it from my mother-in-law. It's a little pantsuit little thing. Like it's super cute. Like it's super cute. I'm deciding to be grown and not put on a shirt underneath it. It's just gonna be this little ensemble. Gonna see them tickles. You know what I'm saying? Got to see them tickles today, girl. Because I'm about to be 40. When am I gonna show them off? When am I gonna show them off? I'm gonna show them off today. Quiet on the creek. Okay. Oh, flashed y'all. Didn't mean to do that one. Y'all gotta show it back. Y'all gonna have to tip me for that. Anyway, y'all gonna have to tip me for that. I'm not playing. Anyway, so let's get into what's been going on in the neck of woods on my phone. Y'all people have been out here tripping, like, but teaching me stuff and also tripping. It's just been a lot of stuff going on, especially with Jasmine's Gardens going with the Dr. Daff show and the Christian thing and the debate. You guys are still on that. That is just what are we talking about? What is the actual debate? Because everything is in your head. There's no proof, okay? You don't have proof. We don't have proof. We being non-believers, I guess. I'm just not a believer in that Bible. I don't believe in that Bible. If I'm gonna believe in that Bible, I would believe in The Art of Not Giving a F by Mark Maron. You know what I'm saying? I would rather believe in that book because it actually helped me like get through some things in life. Some of the psychological things that I was dealing with, that book actually helped me. It didn't confuse me. It didn't have to make me read through passages to try to decipher and translate what somebody else was trying to talk about that they had to decipher and translate. That don't even make no sense, y'all. Y'all are arguing. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lisa, for being in here. Y'all are annoying because you're arguing about ideals. Like, we're not arguing if rock is hard and water is wet. You guys are arguing about if you can see air. If that makes any sense. Like, it doesn't, nobody can really see air. It's kind of like being a fish in water. Fish don't see water. Okay, so what's your point? That's my point. What's your point? You can't see air? And la di da, everybody's going about their business. I don't understand, and I'm not just going to point out Christians, because a lot of organized religious people do this. They try to convert you into being into their religion, and they're saying like their religion is the best religion. And I'm always just like, why? Who told you that? Why do you think your religion is the best religion? Why can't all the religions basically be the same thing, which you are when you look at it? Oppressive system against women to put men in power to control. That is what religion is. And if you guys see me looking over, I'm trying to get used to looking at the chat. So don't get offended. And of course, that is the on the clock dog alarm. You know what I'm saying? It never fails. Every single time I go live, he wants to bark at somebody. I don't know. He wants to be on the camera or something. I don't get it, because there's no one at my door. He just wants to bark. But anyway, like I was saying, or that was a confirmation. I don't know. Read the room. Stop arguing and unite, because the issues that we're arguing about are irrelevant to the situation at hand. Okay? There's too much trauma in the world. It's too much violence and greed and hate, and it's disgusting. And you guys want to sit here and debate beliefs. Non-believer, believer, okay? Believe in God, the God that said he is good and evil. You don't know your Bible that you're so gung-ho about. You cannot create everything and can't create everything. That makes no sense. So if I am God and I created everything, I'm going to say I created everything except evil? No, I created everything. So stop trying to separate the two. If there is a God, for the sake of Christianity, that God is both good and evil. That's the only way it would make sense. If you Christians would agree with that, I think we could go somewhere. If you could just agree with that. That is not anybody implicating anything. That's nobody making any references. That's nobody having to go outside of that book to see what exactly was said. It was said in the text. And you're not going to sit up there and try to what is it? Finagle the words and the terminologies and stuff to make it fit what you want it to fit. That's not how it works. Okay, there's nothing wrong with believing in God. There's nothing wrong with believing in Buddha. There's nothing wrong with believing in Allah. There's nothing wrong with believing in the Virgin Mary, Mother Mary. There's nothing wrong with any of it. What's wrong is the control and the misogyny and the oppression that comes with it. Okay? So if you want to uphold your religion, you need to take all of the bad parts with it as well. Okay? Nobody is better than anybody. We're all here on a flying rock that's going so fast that we can't even see it spin. Okay? Let's argue about that. Are we actually spinning? Is the earth round? I don't know, girl. Who cares? I'm trying to pay my light bills, my car note, my car insurance, my Netflix, Apple TV. I'm trying to pay stuff. I don't have time to argue about you, what you want to believe in, girl. You ain't got no proof. Do you not know that if you were born and nobody ever told you there was a God, you wouldn't know that? Like, you just wouldn't. I don't care what you say. You would say, oh, my environment is what gives me life. like the natives, because that's what the truth is. The sun, you don't want to worship the sun, but we see that every day. It's like, no, I don't. It gives life, seasons, and grows trees and all the good stuff. Like I would be like, yeah, I believe in the sun. I'm gonna go to hell for believing in something that God created. Doesn't make any sense. I can believe it. I'm not gonna worship anything. Worship what? Worship what? What? Who made that word up? One day when I have time, I'll look it up. But I'm not worshiping anything. I'm definitely not going to worship anything called he. Okay, we're going to move on. Anyway, sort of moving on, because the religion that you guys want to talk about so much, this Christianity, it gets into y'all's head and then y'all become delusional. And I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? First of all, you think God is going to send you a man. That's the number one reason why y'all are in church. Don't lie. I was there. I was looking. I was indoctrinated into thinking that was the goal. Do you know how long I beat myself up for not giving birth to a child? Because I thought for some reason that was a knock on my womanhood. You know? Do you know how freeing it was when I realized that that is not the epitome of a woman? It's a gift. It's a beautiful gift. But everybody ain't meant to have kids. And I'm okay with that. Finally, I don't feel less than because I didn't. Because some of y'all hoes be out here having kids and you don't need them. You think kid is not little human, and that's incorrect. Some of y'all do not need to be birthing little humans and growing them in toxic stuff until they become bitter humans like you. If it don't apply to you, don't apply it, okay? But if it does apply to you, whatever. Anyway, so no, this is what happens when you let church tell people that you have to suck it up and that, you know what? I'm gonna go somewhere else. The same church. This is the church. This is what I'm about to show y'all. This is where y'all, this how y'all, okay. I'm gonna show y'all one of y'all. And it doesn't represent all of y'all. It doesn't. Now non-believers don't actually like condemn people like y'all do based on religion. We talk about people based on what they show us, because if anybody else came to you and said, I heard a spirit talk to me, and you didn't know nothing about God or nothing, you were like, you're crazy. Y'all do be sounding like that. I'm not saying spirits can't be heard, but I'm saying the way that y'all use it be sounding crazy. I'm gonna let this man tell y'all how a gay spirit came over him when he was on the bus, okay? And he had to pray that off of him. All right, I'm gonna let him tell you.
About 35 years ago, I just gave my life to Christ, and there was some gay people on the bus. I could tell it was 2 or 3 of them. They were acting up on the bus. Not all gay people act up. They just were. They were young. Then a spirit came on my body, and I said, "Oh, great!" And I had to deal with that for about a minute. Standing up, the bus was crowded. So that was God's way of teaching me things like that. 36 years ago, about 36 years ago, because I've been a Christian 37 years.
So you say a spirit came on you? What type of spirit?
It came on me. It was invisible.
Was it a gay spirit?
It was a gay spirit, and I felt all the feelings that a gay person would feel.
You did.
Now that's hard to understand because it is a spiritual concept. But that's the first thing you got to deal with. It's like an alcoholism. It's like a drug addict. We believe that it's a sickness or a spiritual sickness.
So if you take away the idea that this is based on a demon invading their body, what do you have this to base it off of? Is this all spiritual?
Well, it's spiritual mostly, but let's say a person has a heart attack. Well, maybe the demon influenced them to eat a lot or not take care of their health and all that. But that's not a demon that gave the heart attack. They just didn't have a healthy lifestyle most of the time.
Okay, so if a demon didn't give them a heart attack, how could a demon make me gay?
Well, let's step back one. Let's see. Okay, were you born gay? When did you become gay? When did you realize you were gay? And how did that come about?
Well, when did you realize you were straight?
I've always been straight. When did you realize you were gay?
I've always been gay.
So from a child coming up, from entering into the lifestyle, you were gay. Mm-hmm. There wasn't an act in your life that led to that choice.
Well, there was actually first I tried to be heterosexual. Mm-hmm. And so I accidentally fell into a vagina one time. And it was scary. It scared me a lot.
When people are gay, they have what I call gay demons. Demons are sent into people involved in a gay person's life, just like if a person is a murderer. If a person likes to kill people, many times that person is demon possessed. I'll give you an example. I was on a bus. About 35 years.
35 years ago. Because he became a Christian 37 years ago. My point is, he sound crazy, but all of you sound like that. I wanted to show you what you sound like. You don't think you sound like that? Right. You wouldn't think you sound like that, but you do. You do. No shade. But when y'all be talking, this is what I be listening. That's how I be like, how she looking at her own husband. This is how I be looking at y'all. Like, what? What are you talking about? Anyway, y'all, gay is not a spirit. That's incorrect. Gay is a sexuality. It's not always a choice. Some people choose it. Some people don't. Okay? You can't just fold everybody up into the same thing, And why do you care so much? Why does it have to be so bad? Gay people was in y'all's Bible. Okay? They just were. They wanted to get rid of the pedos. Your Bible was washed clean of its real intention, trying to just, it's a form of control, y'all. I don't know. One day you'll wake up and you'll see your life will be a lot better when you just stop trying to live up to something that's never coming. It's just not okay. It's in you. It's in you. Everything is in you. Yes, we have source. We have whatever energy, wherever. When I say source, I'm talking about whatever the sun comes from, the moon comes from, grass, whatever that force is. That's. I'm saying thank you for letting me be here. Thank you for not sending Mother Nature to strike down my house with lightning. You know what I mean? Like, thank you for allowing the cars to stay in their lanes and not veer. Well, somebody almost veered into my lane today, but hey, that energy veered me on out that way, veered me on. Okay. But if you don't believe in the energy that I believe in, I can't tell you that whatever you want to believe in is wrong. That's my whole point. Just stop judging people. That's the main thing that y'all not supposed to do, and y'all do it all the time. It's very hypocritical, and I would really love for you guys to stop it. It would be just really nice. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. So what do I want to talk about next? And then when you have that kind of rhetoric and you push it on people, you can cause really horrible issues in people. You can cause people to commit crimes and, think that sparing the rod, beating the child is the way to do things, right? So this woman who did this to her child probably grew up in church. And she probably thought it was okay to do this. So I'll let you hear the story, and then you let me know if you can see how. Because to me, DV is DV. And I couldn't believe the comments on this. It was quite scary. I'm going to show you why a lot of you guys shouldn't be parents, okay?
Ain't no way. She shouldn't even be locked up.
You see how ignorant that sound?
She should have locked up. Once they came to the house and they heard what happened, they should have said, "Ma'am, have a nice day."
And that's why
consequences.
He don't even
have
like women.
a nice day. You mean to tell me you stole $1,600?
And I'm not saying he's gay. I'm saying he doesn't like women. Like, you can look in his eyes. He wants a woman to want him so that he can reject her. I can see it in his eyes. I'm sorry. I just be seeing stuff, but he don't even like women, because why would you even defend this lady? I'm not saying that anything about her is like it screams I have issues. But something about her screaming I have issues. It is. I'm scared of her, and I don't know her. So yeah, anyway, she beat her child with a belt after her daughter stole $1,600 from her. And people are literally in the comments. If the same child took that money from a stranger, it would be a felony. This is insane. But it's not a stranger. It's her child. Okay? Her minor child. You never made a mistake when you were younger? You didn't take nothing from a doll? Hello, child of mine. Welcome to the show. Okay, thank you. That was tofu. Anyway, so you never took a quarter. Because to me, stealing is stealing. It doesn't matter how much it is. So there's still no reason to hit your child. You just tell them, don't steal. You say you're in trouble, because that would be a felony if you and I were strangers. I could still press charges on you, but I'm not, because I'm your mom. But that is a crime. You cannot do that. You don't beat her, which is a crime, because she committed a crime. That makes sense? Huh? It doesn't make any sense. You guys get on my nerves. Her daughter better be scared when mama gets out. If I was the daughter, I wouldn't go back. I would try to find me somewhere else to go. Emancipate me right now. I know it's hard out there, but I don't want to deal with this anymore. Probably what she was trying to do is to get out. Jacking my mom for $5 would have had me close to heaven. And it's really sad, because I used to agree with this kind of rhetoric just because it was normalized in my head. Not necessarily like agree with it. I probably would have been like, yeah, they beating the kids, you know what I'm saying? Like, gotta whoop her butt. That was so old. That was so old me. And it was probably a trauma response, because I'm like, well, I got a whipping. I mean, after some therapy and some stuff, I turned out okay. But it was just programmed inside of me, like, yeah, that's what we do. That's not we, but that's what parents do. They whip their kids. That is a form of discipline, and it's not actually. That is a form of emotional unintelligence. That is a form of you can't regulate your emotions. That is, you only know how to respond in violence. You don't know how to use your words. You don't know how to go and calm down. You don't know how to take a deep breath, because that was not your last $1,600. It wasn't. It wasn't. It could have been. We know that, right? Let's not say, what if that was the last 1,600? It wasn't the last 1,600. I don't know that for sure 100%, but just like you don't know that it was 100%. I'm going to say it wasn't. I'm looking at her hair. I'm looking at her tats. I'm looking at, it looks like when she don't look like that, she put herself together. She got a little coin. And she probably don't get it in a legitimate way, probably why her daughter was okay with stealing the money and taking the money. She probably sees her mom doing that. Y'all don't get up here on this internet and act like y'all don't understand that. You can't put those two things together because she looks like she goes to work at Northside or something, the hospital. Like, maybe she do. I don't know. I ain't been up there. I mean, I've been up there in a while. I really didn't see nobody look like this for real. You know, they probably had the tattoo covered up. But usually if you're in healthcare, you're not going to get tattoos up here. You might get your arms done and your shoulders done. So I'm just saying, she's not, I'm telling you, she's not working no healthcare job. Okay. She's not working for no lawyers. She's not working for no beauty spas. Is she a tattoo artist? It's alternative. That is a profession. Very good money in that. But what I'm saying is, just from the vibes I get, I think her daughter observed and practiced what she saw. And there's no reason to put your hands on anybody. And that lady should go to jail. That lady should go to jail, just like this lady should go to jail. And I am so happy that this young man was able to get out of the environment that he was in a very abusive environment. I don't know if you guys have seen this. I don't know. I mean, it's not like my page is huge or anything. So, but I know how YouTube is. I don't know if I want to show the blurred version or the real version. I'll make it quick. So this mom, decided that her son was too loud while he was streaming because he had just gotten raided by a big content creator and she wanted him to go to sleep. So this is blurred for severe discretion is advised. And so she started to actually beat on him to tell him that he needed to leave the house. He was 18 and that he can go. And he was just so mild. Like, I can tell that she's been doing this to him for his entire. It made me want to cry. And y'all think this is cute. Like, look at her.
Out of my room, my house.
What was
everything? That? This is all mine. Get out.
That was so abusive. It's not even funny. Mom of 18-year-old streamer, his name is Nitro Camden, appears to attack him and kick him out of the house for being too loud. I would hate to call the police on you. You're done. That's what she said to him. And so I'm not going to keep showing that to you guys because it's very disturbing to watch. So that happened. And do you know that his community came and helped him get out of that situation? He was able to leave within 24 hours and go stay at a friend's house and can start his life. And within a few days, he had made $20,000 and he doesn't have to go back home. I am so happy for him. I could cry because nobody should have to experience anything like that. And you know, she probably been doing that to that baby for so long.
Why are you taking my stuff?
This is another angle.
I'm not doing anything. I have 10,000 people in. Why are you in the camera?
Yeah,
I have 10,000 people in here. They just raided me. Why are you taking my mama? Why are you taking my? Stop. Why? Because I'm trying to stream. Get out. So you can call the police because I'm streaming. I have 10,000 people in here watching. I just got raided. What are you doing?
Rating is
so I have to get out because I'm streaming to
come in and you get money for that.
I am. I literally just got raided. I can't just have. I'm not doing. Can I not stay on for like 5 minutes? I literally have never had this much people in here before, bro. I'm just trying to like, mama. I have 10,000 people.
He's trying to.
I have 10,000 people in here. I have 10,000 people in here. Why are you taking my stuff? Why are you taking my stuff? I'm not doing anything. I have 10,000 people in. Why are you in the camera?
Yeah, this was very hard to watch, guys. I just was heartbroken. But you know, this is what happens when y'all not supposed to have no kids. When you want that young man to be your man, right? When you have put so much on him and you like he is the man of the house or something. He is your child. He's your child. He may be grown, but he's not. No one's grown until they're like 32. That's the new one. You can be grown kind of at 25, but you're not grown until you're 32. He may be grown in a sense that he's not a minor by law, but he is still a child. And he's still at home with you, girl. This is his job. He's streaming, and he just made some money that he probably would have had to give to you for bills anyway, since you took his phone, you kicked him out, you took his stuff. But it's okay because he was able to go and find him a friend to stay with. And I want to find that clip because he's so happy and he looks so like at ease. And I don't know if I don't know if he's going to continue to stay with that person, but he's set for a little while. He'll be able to, get on his feet and hopefully go get some therapy. Seriously, I hope you guys encourage him to get some therapy after being in that home. And after he's going to sit back and actually have to feel that 15,000 people saw his mother do that to him. It's going to come to him at one point. That's going to hurt too. Not only did his mother do that to him, but other people saw it, even though he got like support afterwards, that's still going to hit him at some point. And then he will have to deal with that, and then he can, go on about his life, hopefully in a very healthy way. I just hope that he doesn't let this incident get him off track to whatever greatness he was going towards. Just keep going, Nitro Camden. You're going to make it. It is okay. And hopefully your mom will go get some help and she'll realize what she did was wrong. But you do not have to go through anything like that. If somebody is abusing you, you can walk away. Mom, no mom. Okay? You have to take care of yourself. You have to protect yourself. Okay? All right. We don't want that because when things like that happen, this is the type of things that people have to deal with, especially if you don't go get help. I'll show this one. No, I'm going to show this one to you first. I'm going to show this one first because apparently this lady had been going through a domestic violence incident, and I guess with her new partner, sometimes she has these episodes where she has to she can't physically control how she releases her trauma. And it almost looks like a woke seizure. And I had never seen anything like that before, but I think I've experienced it. I think I have. It's just that when you feel so safe, your body can let go of the survival mode, and it does, it just releases itself. It releases the stronghold that you Christians like to call. It releases. That's probably what would be happening when someone had the Holy Ghost. To me, I feel like people who was getting the Holy Ghost was the people who were carrying so much on them that maybe they just felt like that was an appropriate opportunity to release whatever they needed to release. That's what it would look like to me, rather than like a possession. It looked like a release. But some of y'all do be getting possessed with something. I don't know what it is, but you can call it holy if you want to, but it's not. But this is not that. This is what a release looks like. See if you guys can hear it.
It's so rough out here.
Let's go to the grass. You want up?
That is a physical response from leaving a domestic violence relationship, an abusive relationship, right? She said, let this be a reminder to leave as soon as you can. You will make it without your abuser. You might end up homeless. You might end up being betrayed by your own sister. You might end up losing more at first, but it will only go up from there. A lot of people talk about leaving violent relationships, leaving narcissistic relationships and things like that, but they don't talk about what happens later, right? The post-separation abuse, the isolation, the sometimes homelessness, right? Sometimes you can have a physical reaction later on, right there. That could be a somatic release right here. You can pause to read. This says when people endure prolonged emotional stress or trauma, their nervous system stays locked in a chronic fight, flight, or freeze state. When that survival mode finally breaks, when you escape, when you get out and you finally feel safe, was that the body often discharges that pent-up energy through violent, involuntary physical reactions, right? Involuntary. I know people are just like, well, how is it involuntary if the camera is set up? Who set the camera up? I'm thinking the man set the camera up, right? To help spread awareness about what people go through after leaving a violent relationship. The key takeaway.
Yeah, because y'all get on my nerves every time y'all think a camera is set up, that it's a skit. Y'all brains have shriveled a little bit. Everything is not a skit. People use cameras to record. A recording is a record, okay? Some people just like to keep records of things. Some people want to share information, okay? It's not just for skits, guys. It's not just for skits.
It says the body keeps the score. Trauma isn't just a memory in your head. It's physical energy stored in your muscles and nervous system. Delay reaction. Many survivors don't have their biggest physical breakdown during their relationship. They have it weeks or months after leaving. The moment their body finally realizes the danger has passed. So many people, well, of course, the comment section is crazy. You can't believe you filmed this. What happened? But there's a lot of people who agree with it and are just like thanking her for sharing that because they have went through similar and they didn't have an explanation for it. They just started panicking, thinking that something was wrong with them or that they will never be healed and that they will never be fixed. Surprisingly, that could be a sign of healing right there. Mm-hmm. I know some people are like, well, damn, I don't know if I want to heal. I gotta shake violently, have a involuntary release. Damn. It's worth it in the end, just like she said, y'all.
Healing is not for the weak, y'all. Healing is not for the weak. Some of these comments. Unless you've survived, you truly cannot understand or comprehend the physical damage. My heart hurts at how many women are victimized. I 100% believe most of my health issues stem from prolonged abuse. I can relate, my sister. It triggers autoimmune disease. Cortisol goes up and you start to crash. Been through it all. Once you leave, your body starts to go haywire and tries to rebalance, and it's nasty. It is. Healing is not for the weak, but you got to do it. Currently in a DV shelter with 4 kids after leaving an abusive relationship. Lost everything and happily, slowly getting all back, because that's what it's about. It ain't going to come back all the time real quick, but it's going to get there. Trust me, I know. Okay? What was it? 2019? I had 1 outfit to my name after going through some domestic violence. I had to start my whole entire life over. And I did it. And I'm happy. But I just want you guys to know that abuse is not cool, guys. Can you stop abusing people? Can you love yourself enough to stop hurting others? Because what you're going to cause, and when I think a lot of us young Black kids, not, the young Black kids, we're now in our 30s, late 30s, and our 40s, right? We're starting to learn a lot about ourselves and break down and deconstruct. And it's a lot of things going on right now. I don't know if you're in your mid 30s to 40. Oh my God. I don't know. Nobody told me nothing. Nobody told me nothing. And it's just been a lot of going on. But like I said, I like to find things to help me get through things or just better understand. So let's talk about CPTSD. So it's called complex post-traumatic stress disorder. And what led me to look into that was this video that I saw talking about splitting. And splitting occurs when, as a child, the person or parent that you are seeking help from or safety from gives you the opposite. And so in order for your brain to comprehend that, you kind of split in order to protect yourself. It's a survival mechanism. And if that makes sense to you, I hope it makes sense to you. If it doesn't, maybe I'll let this post explain it to you. I think I have to read it to you, which I can. It's okay. I'll try to go a little quick, or you can always double times the video. I talk at double speed. So yes, let me share this with you guys. And I hope it helps someone. I hope it helps you realize something, and then you can know what to talk to with your therapist or your guidance counselor or anybody who can actually help you. So it says, let me go back to the beginning. CTPSD and splitting. Growing up, my mother was a safe parent after my father left. But because of her drinking, she could turn extremely abusive and harmful in a matter of seconds. At first, these moments wrecked me. I would be hurt and emotionally flooded like I couldn't breathe. Then she'd go days without speaking to me, and it felt like I didn't exist. Eventually, I learned a trick. Instead of hurting so badly I couldn't breathe, I would go numb, and any emotion tied to the hurt would get filled with apathy instead. Suddenly, I could not care about someone I loved and depended on, and that was the whole trick. This trick is called splitting, and in CPTSD, it's a defense the mind builds when someone you depend on is both your source of love and your source of harm. Rather than hold, she loves me and she's hurting me in the same breath, the mind flips between the two, instead, all good or all bad, fully connected or completely shut down. Splitting protected a kid who had no other way out. It turned pain that felt unbearable into nothing at all, and it kept me functioning when staying present with it would have broken me. I'm going to stop here because this right here, I feel like it's what happens when people say they found Jesus. I'm going to come back to how I came up with that. But staying in the present, it's like you don't stay in the present when you go to church, right? You don't stay in the present when you're in church. You're always like going with, like you're praying to something outside of you. You go to this place. You try not to, they tell you leave your problems at the door or leave your burdens at the altar. Like, so you don't have to actually be present, and you don't actually have to hold anything. You can just let it all go. And I think this is actually what that is, like a reflection of, right? Because if I'm a child or I'm in a religion, I can just throw everything down at the altar and don't have no feelings about it, right? Give it to God. Let go and let God, right? That's what that sounds like to me. Splitting. Let go, let God. Don't worry about it. Don't let that be a burden on you. No burden is too strong for God, so give it to him, right? To me, that's where I get that split. That makes sense to me. I don't know. Eventually, I became so good at my trick, I didn't even have to try to do it. Anytime I felt rejected or abandoned, even in small, ordinary ways, my nervous system read it as a replay of my mother's silence, and the split would happen before I even comprehended it. A person was either completely safe or completely dangerous, someone I couldn't live with or someone I needed to cut out entirely. The gray area where someone could disappoint me and still be someone I loved just wasn't there. Boy. Eventually, my trick stopped protecting me and started harming my ability to be in connection with others. One minute, I'd be depending on my husband, loving him, and the next, I'd be ready to leave, looking up apartments online, completely detached. There was no warning. There was no choice in it. It showed up in my friendships, too. I could have had a friendship for years, real closeness and real history, and then suddenly cut the person off. Stopping there, I would say I made the comment on here that your cutoff game being so strong is a trauma response. It's not a flex. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be bold in your boundaries, but sometimes when you have those boundaries and you don't know why they are so strong, like when people say my cutoff game is so strong, that means you can just not care about nobody that fast and just be like, you never existed. Me, I used to think that was a flex. I thought hey, I don't have all that emotional attachment to stuff. If I'm done with you, I'm done with you. I don't need to talk to you. That sounds great. That is not a flex, girl. You should not be able to cut people out your life like that easily. But now for me, I do love more. I do trust more. I'm still working on that because I'm always in like, sometimes I'm always still in don't abandon me mode. But if you do, bye, because I have to cut that part out, right? When you are abandoned by people, you build that, you're like, okay, well, you're going to walk away anyway. So why should I become so invested? That is trauma. That is PTSD. And I'm definitely talking to my therapist about it because sometimes you just don't know things until you know them, So people out here talking about, oh, my cutoff game's strong. You need to look into that. Okay. Splitting is a survival pattern built in childhood that keeps firing long after the danger is gone. Protecting a nervous system that never learned safety could hold both love and hurt at the same time. I can't undo what split me, but I am learning to stay present in the gap and soothe the little girl inside who is terrified of being abandoned. And I don't know how many people are going through that, but I know that it's a very real thing for me. But every day when I'm with my partner and just with myself, I just feel safe. And I do believe that that is part of my therapy working. I don't actually have the feeling that she's going to leave. And it's not being cocky about it or overconfident. It's just she has done the work. Like she knows she knows me. She knows my past. She knows. I mean, we're just so good together. It's just amazing. But I feel safe for the first time in my entire life. So I connected to this, but I wanted to bring awareness because I can actually look back and see how far I've come. And I wanted to share that with you guys because maybe you didn't know. Maybe you didn't know that that was something you might be going through. And after you talk about CPTSD, I think some of these kids might have it because of what they're going through. So I saw this thing on Instagram, and there's this phone in Philadelphia where people can just go by and pick it up and they can say whatever they want to. And this had me so emotional because I was like, oh my God, these kids out here are just going through it. And who's going to help the kids, y'all? I just felt so much pain. And you can see it. Why do they have to?
Everybody to stop the violence, stop fighting, and be positive to the city. Hey y'all.
Hold on. She said, I miss my brother. Everybody, please stop fighting and be positive to the city. I saw some people in the comments talking about, why is she laughing? Why is she laughing? Like, you guys don't understand when you're nervous, your nervous system is so messed up. That's how you cover your sadness. You laugh, you feel goofy for expressing yourself like that. And you're in public, there's a camera on you. That is sadness. You can't look past that. Are some of y'all kind of like dense? I don't understand. The babies are in pain. If you don't get that from this video, go.
Long live Cort Lo, and bye y'all. I just want to say, stop the violence and be nice to everybody. Goodbye. Good night. In the shooting.
Yeah, because why do they have to say that?
Leave this message. As much as I wanted to say on here, I saw this online. I wanted to just be like, man, I would want to be up here too. But no matter how much love is out there, it may seem like hate be winning sometimes. You just got to keep on loving. You have to remain gentle, especially with society beating everybody down. terrorizing us.
Yeah.
Terrorizing us. And no matter how much discrimination you got against your skin, just remember, a lot of people fought for you to be here, so keep fighting.
Period. And it's really crazy that the kids are out there saying this, because I'm like, wow, that's the kind of environment you're being brought up in, that you got to say, stop the violence. That's so sad. It's so sad, and it breaks my heart. I wish you guys would just stop. Like, we don't have to be violent towards each other. Why? Why do you have to feel like you have to hurt people? It's a power struggle. It's a power struggle. And there's no reason to be out here struggling for power. Just try to love each other. Because I want to make sure I get to all of my topics, I'm gonna put this here, circling back to the religion, because if y'all were such good Christians, them babies right there, maybe them babies wouldn't have to be talking about stop the violence. Where does y'all stop the violence campaigns at? Where's y'all rallying up in the streets where the violence is, telling these people to stop, follow Christ, love each other? Because y'all know that's crocky. It's crocky. Y'all only care about what it looked like and the power that it can give you. You're not using that power. Obviously not. Obviously not for good. It's for clout, right? You want clout because you're friends with Jesus? Y'all won't even go into the same places Jesus went to because y'all too judgmental. In the book that I read, he was chilling with regular people. I mean, regular people, the people that's up there at the sicko. That would be where Jesus was. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, but the sicko. Y'all are just very judgmental, and I don't like it. And I'm gonna show you. Because she had the nerve to call non-believers.
We believe as Christians, right? Native Americans have practice what we would call pagan worship. They have sort of a pantheon of deifying sort of the sun, the moon, Mother Earth, the stars, which we as Christians believe to be pagan worship. Moreover, another thing that is actually mentioned in scripture that a lot of people who engage in these practices don't understand, according to 1 Corinthians 10, chapter 20, is that when you are practicing idolatry or pagan worship, the thing behind that really is demonic. So I think it says that people who burn sacrifices to pagan gods are actually...
Santa Claus is a pagan god.
Pagan and idolatrous have just become anti-indigenous slurs. And let's just take a quick glimpse at all the violence that those terms have justified. During one of his letters home, Christopher Columbus wrote that he could send as many slaves as the Spanish monarchs would want. And he justified this by saying that the indigenous peoples were of the idolaters or pagans. Now, one may think, or at least hope, that Christopher Columbus and a Black person 2026 wouldn't have much in common. But what they do share is a form of religious supremacy that literally demonizes non-Abrahamic faiths and therefore looks at their practice as unacceptable to some degree. Now, the word pagan comes from the Latin term paganus, which means a non-combatant civilian. Early Christian writers like Tertullian use it metaphorically to mean not a soldier of Christ, basically making it an insult or an epithet for those in the Roman Empire who had not yet converted. In 1452, Pope Nicholas V issued a papal bull authorizing the Portuguese to enslave Saracens and pagans and seize their lands. And that religious covers what the Portuguese built their African slave trade on, the same slave trade that would later evolve into the transatlantic slave trade. And on the Native American side, ever since the Spanish touched down in the Americas, they've carried out cultural genocides like the burning of the Mayan books and actual genocides against Native peoples on the grounds that they were not Christian. In more recent U.S. history, the Religious Crime Code of 1883 literally made Native American ceremonies like the sun dance a federal crime. And the enforcement of the ban on the ghost dance led to the 1890 massacre of over 250 Lakota men, women, and children at Wounded Knee. So when she calls indigenous spiritual practices pagan worship, idolatrous, and demonic, she's using the same label that justified the killing and enslaving of both Africans and indigenous peoples for centuries. But did you see this group debate, and what do you think of this take?
Let me know in the comments. And if you want to see my thoughts fleshed out, definitely comment newsletter to be DM'd the link to my sub.
Yeah, y'all go follow that young man, Khalil Green. He be knowing what he's talking about. What did you just hear? That somebody made up something for you to believe in and y'all believing in it with your life from a what man? Okay, you don't want to hear that? I'm gonna play one more thing for you. I'm gonna play one because I gotta go to a dinner, but I'm not about to keep on doing this with y'all. Y'all worship your oppressor's God. Okay, slaves had oppressors. People have oppressors. You know, why would you worship the same thing your oppressor worships? Because you think that's going to give you the same amount of power or something? Has it worked? Are you equal to the white man yet? Huh? Are you equal? I don't want to hear it. It look like a whole bunch of stuff can look like a whole bunch of stuff, but you know you're not equal. I don't care how black and I know you are not equal to no white man. They don't have nothing to do with you being better. They don't have nothing with you look like. They don't have nothing to do with how smart you are. I'm talking about you can't be equal to your oppressor ever. Ever. There's no amount of being adjacent to them that's going to get you there. So you're going to have to make that up in your mind, choose it or don't choose it, continue to fight against it and be miserable and stressed out and feel bad, or you can accept it and just operate and just do you and don't care and just do the best that you can do. Stop trying to be better than them. Stop trying to get them to be equal to you. They will never equate to you because now you're missing the point. And it's not a race thing. Race is a construct, first of all. But I am not racist. If I'm equal opportunity, I guess, I don't know, but you can't be, as a black person, I can't be racist because I can't put any systems in together to oppress anybody. So I'm not racist, okay? But from my research and just from what I see, it's never going to happen. Just stop. We can keep fighting for the same rights. We can keep trying to fight for the same type of justice or whatever. But y'all need to stop trying to fight to be white because it's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. You're never going to be white. Okay? Does that hurt your feelings? Do you want to be white? Okay. Chill. Some of them don't want to be white. I know a few. Okay. All right. I'm sorry, y'all. That just irked my feelings. And I mean, I just some of the things that y'all be saying, I just be like, why would you fight so hard for a God that oppressed you?
Real, or God is condoning your oppression. In either case, why would you continue to pray, obey, and worship that God?
I'm gonna let her say it again.
If you pray to the same God that your oppressors pray to, and the oppression continues to happen, then that can mean one of two things. Either God is not real, or God is condoning your oppression. In either case, why would you continue to pray, obey, and worship that God?
I know I'm probably not going to get a lot of subscribers after that, right? I don't care. That means you're not supposed to be here.
If you pray to the same God that your oppressors pray to, and the oppression continues to happen.
Because you guys are no shade. I promise you, no shade. Everybody has to go through their own journey. But some of that stuff is just too much. I can't. So please miss me with all of that. Please don't even get in my comments trying to convert. I already been there, done that. Okay? Don't. I'm good. Appreciate you. Now, I wanted to, we're just going to end this because I got to go. But I don't want to hear no excuses about nobody can't cook dinner tonight. And I also want to know, are you guys going to eat at her house? I mean, she looked kind of clean to me, but I don't eat everybody's food anyway. So it is no shade to her. But what I'm saying is no more excuses about you can't cook dinner tonight. Okay? Because you can cook dinner if she can cook dinner.
Voila.
That good with my hand. I ain't doing all of that, girl.
Yeah, we're gonna save the rest of the veggies. There we go. We got the pre-cut stuff because I'm lazy. Sometimes
she's lazy.
Don't want to
Where?
do cutting.
That's that dang garlic. No excuses.
Let's make dinner.
No, we will. I want to go to dinner. Just have water, but I'm going to dinner. That was really cool, right? That means you can do anything you put your mind to. And one last thing, I thought it was really cute. And that was all of my stuff I talked about. Pagans, splitting, Nitro. We did it, y'all. I'm a little bit over my hour, but it's okay. I know y'all don't mind. I'm gonna do one more thing. I thought it was really cute. And see, I can't be racist, right? I got white people on my page. No, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Anyway, let's laugh a little more, smile a little more, love a little more. That's why I like to end my shows like this because it's not all bad. Thank you for joining.
Come here.
I see you here. I really appreciate you.
Watch this. Place.
Y'all seen them people do these challenges.
Touch it. Touch. Place. Place. Yeah.
Rock, paper, scissors, roof. I like this.
You are a butt.
This is so cute. And then I saw things. I'm glad she didn't eat the ones he licked me too. I watched it again to be sure. Because that's nasty. That's nasty. Nasty. Don't do that.
One more.
Dolly. I'm a little dolly. All right, you guys. I'm going to end it there. I really appreciate you coming to spend some time with me today. Thank you to all my new subscribers. I really appreciate you coming in to sit with me. Don't give up on me, guys. I'm getting better and better. I got some more stuff that I did want to talk to you guys about, but I have to go and get to another side of town. But yeah, that streamer, just to let you know, he's doing good. He's going to be just fine. And for anybody out there having issues with family, parents, kids, just know Everything is temporary, and just breathe. Get some help. Talk to somebody. Don't yell at your kids. Don't hit your kids. Okay? Love yourself. Love others. Love wins. Okay? It doesn't hurt all the time. Okay? Have a good day. And I'm going to take it from Tabitha. Don't mess up nobody else's, but I'm going to use my own. Be a benefit, not a detriment. Peace.